riding Angeles Crest, California, Highway 2. Unfortunately, there was a landslide, so we had a detour. Luckily, the detour kept us in the forest and was as pretty as Angeles Crest. The ride today is in Angeles National Forest. We are on Forest Highway N3. N stands for National Road. On the left is Pines Picnic Site, and down the hill it's a campground. This is part 28 of our ride from Texas to California and back. We take the scenic route as much as possible and find all the fun twisty roads we can. In February, there was a rock slide that shut down Angeles Crest Highway. We are riding it in July 2019, and the highway is still shut down for repair. Luckily, we found these great mountain roads to detour on. We were a little worried we'd have to go all the way down the mountain and back up the mountain. We had to do that on a previous trip when another road was closed. Angeles Crest Highway is the only road that goes through the San Gabriel Mountains. There are other roads in the mountains, although no other roads go through, and many are unpaved. Angeles National Forest is on both sides of Santa Clarita. We are riding in the forest section north of LA. Angeles National Forest has many recreational activities, from beautiful scenic drives to hiking, camping, and off-road trails. The largest wildfire in the history of Los Angeles County was the station fire in 2009. Most of the area we will ride through in this video has been affected by the station fire. The fire started on August 26, 2009 and was fully contained on October 16th. Over 160,000 acres were burned. The area was evacuated and 89 residents were destroyed. Hidden Springs Tunnel. On our left is Hidden Springs Picnic Site. Mill Creek is running below us in the valley to our right. Coming to the next road of our detour to get back to Angeles Crest. Turning right on Upper Big Tahunga Canyon Road. We are now following Big Tahunga Creek on our right. This road was smaller on Google Maps. We didn't find it until we zoomed way in, and we weren't sure if it was paved or not. This is a detour off Angeles Crest from the Landslide, not the original way we had planned to go. We were lucky. Wind pulled over trying to find a way through the mountains. Our park ranger pulled up. She was able to tell us a way to get around the slide and stay on paved roads. Which also meant we only missed the 19 miles that was closed of the Angeles Crest Highway. Upper Big Tahunga Canyon Road has some off-road vehicle roads off of it. One of the roads goes north into the mountains and meets with other roads. The other OHV trails are one way in and out. Strawberry Peak is one of the mountains to our right. There is a trailhead that goes from this area, and there's also a trailhead that goes from Highway 2. The peak is almost in the middle of both roads. To our right, I think, is a National Forest station. On the map, it shows this road as an off-road vehicle road and a highway road. But no trailhead and no picnic site. Back on Angeles Crest Highway. Back to the views that make Angeles Crest a scenic byway. Riding along the top of the San Gabriel Mountains. More bikers enjoying the ride. Many motorcycle and car shows use Angeles Crest for its twisty scenic roads. A fun and picturesque ride, doable in a day from LA. To our left is parking for the views as well as some trailheads. San Gabriel Wilderness is now to our right. It will be to our right for the rest of this video. On the left is part of Charlton Flat picnic area. Roads in this area go to Lookout, trailheads, and even an observatory. The road we just passed on our right goes to Vetter Mountain Lookout. The road is paved to parking for trailheads and then dirt to the lookout. Looking back at Angeles Crest, where we just came from. In the hills above us to our right is the Stony Ridge Observatory. This was completed in 1963 and was built, owned, and operated by amateur astronomers. This is another area where the roads go off to trails and campgrounds. A small area of this is paved. There are more off-road vehicle roads. Some of these go to campgrounds. There are a few that loop, but most are one way in and out. On the left is Newcombs Ranch. We were hoping to have lunch here, but it's closed. We did stop and eat here on our last trip to Angeles Crest. It's a popular biker stop after carving the canyons. Often cool bikes and sports cars in the parking lot. Pleasant View Ridge Wilderness is to our left. San Gabriel Wilderness is still to our right. We will be riding between the two wilderness areas for the rest of this video. The wilderness areas have been designated to stay wild. There are campgrounds and picnic areas at the edge of the wilderness, but not in the wilderness. There are a few hiking trails, only a few roads, and none that go through. These wilderness areas are in Angeles National Forest. There's lots of loose rocks on the side of the road here. We did see a few rocks on the road. Nothing like boulders, but not something I'd want to hit going around a corner. Angeles Crest Highway took 27 years to build. Construction started in 1929. Homeless men helped with the construction during the Depression. In later years, convicts from 2 of the local prisons helped as well. Angeles Crest Highway runs high in the mountains and along the ridge crests in some places. There are many road cuts, some as deep as 240 feet, and many bridges going over drainage, as well as 2 tunnels. Before the highway, there were resorts in the mountains only accessible by hiking or horseback. From July to December in 1933, almost 2.5 million people visited Angeles National Forest. This is before the road went all the way through the forest. Angeles Crest Highway was completed in 1956, now making it easy for everyone to enjoy the San Gabriel Mountains. None of the grades are over 6.5%, and most curves have a radius bigger than 300 feet. At the tunnel, good time to check out the view and take a break. Even though we're high in altitude, it was still pretty hot out as we were in the sun for most of the ride. Gonna have some water and cool off before we keep going. Checking out another beautiful view. Thanks for joining us on our ride on the detour through Angeles Crest National Forest and Angeles Crest Highway. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe and the notification bell. And you will be notified from my next video, which will take us to our campground for the night at Table Mountain. Check out my other social media pages to follow my travels.